Hello my dear students. Today we are going to discuss types of friction from chapter number 3 force. Let's see.
Friction, the opposing force that caused due to relative motion between two surfaces in contact is called friction. That is, it is the resistance to motion of one object moving relative to another. For example, walking on the road, writing on notebook, skating, etc. Types of friction. First, dry or external or contact friction. Second, internal or wet friction. Dry friction. Friction which comes into play when one solid body moves over the other. That is, it resists relative lateral motion of two solid surfaces in contact. It is of the following types. First, static friction. Second, kinetic or dynamic friction. Now, static friction. Friction which comes into play before a body begins to move or slide over another body. That is, the force that tends to prevent a stationary object from starting to move. When a body at rest, the force of friction is called static friction and is always equal and opposite to applied force. Kinetic or dynamic friction. Friction which comes into play when there is actual relative motion between two bodies. That is, the force between two surfaces that are in relative motion. It always acts in the opposite direction to the motion of the object. For example, a car moving on the road, rubbing your hands together, etc. It is further two types. First, sliding friction. Second, rolling friction. Now, sliding friction. Friction occurs when there is relative or sliding motion at the interface of the surfaces in contact. For example, pushing the desk, you eventually get it sliding, but there is still a great deal of resistance between the desk's legs and the floor kinetic friction. Rolling friction. This friction occurs when one surface rotates as it moves over another surface, but does not slip or slide at the point or area of contact. That is, the opposing force which comes into play when a body rolls over the surface of another body. For example, friction occurs between a train wheel and a rail is attributed to small local deformations in the contact region. That is, when a body is rolled on a surface, the body is deformed at the point of contact with the surface, and the surface is deformed at the point of contact with the object. Now, friction is a necessary evil. That is, it is advantageous as well as disadvantageous. So, first, disadvantages of friction. The first point is friction is a non-conservative force, therefore, energy is always lost in overcoming friction. It wastes the energy as heat and sound energy, it makes the engines of automobiles to use more fuel. Second point, it is responsible for wear and tear of various parts of machines. Third point, it lessens the efficiency of the machines. That is, friction decreases the efficiency of machines as a part of the machine's energy is lost in overcoming friction. Now, advantages. Without friction, we cannot ride, walk, and transmit energy from one place to the other. Thus, friction is a necessity. Friction is also useful and very necessary in many ways. Look at the picture. As we walk or run, we push the ground with our feet, and the reaction force exerted by the ground on our feet allowing to move us forward. The force of friction is exerted by the ground on our feet forward to give us forward motion. Clearly, friction is necessary in walking and running. Look at the picture. Friction is used in gripping, holding objects with our hands, climbing tree. Look at the picture. In winter time, we often get some relief from cold by rubbing our hands together. There is a force called as friction, which produce or generate heat. During meshing also heat is generated because of friction. Look at the picture. We can hold a pen in our hand, and the ball point of the pen can write on paper only with the help of frictional forces. Many more examples are given in your book. Thus, friction is necessary and useful in many ways. So we can say that without friction life would not be possible. Thank you.